Today we're going to be creating an amethyst nail look. Here's what we'll need to get started. Presto number 178 Color Gel. This is a really beautiful milky sheer lavender color. And this is going to be the base for our design. Next up, we have Presto Color Gel in number 180, which I lovingly refer to as Snot White. It's just got that opacity. You'll know it when you see it. Now moving to our potted gels, we have Cocoist Violet Fizz, which is a super pretty, vibrant purple jelly color. And we're going to be mixing that with Cocoist Licorice Jelly Beans, which is a little bit more of a muted mauve berry. We have Ageha Sharp Liner in white, which is a really super pigmented, creamy art gel. This is really good for creating that veiny look that the amethyst and these other beautiful stones have. This clear blob you see right here is Cocoist Art Clear. So we use this to encapsulate pieces of the design, but also to clean our brush. Next up, we have Cocoist Rainbow Mica Flakes in R2 Golden Purple. And we're going to be using the Presto number 6 square brush and the Presto number 11 fine liner brush. It's really nice and fine, going to help you get those nice little squiggly lines in the amethyst. And then I've got a little ombre brush from EMI, and I'm just using this to place the mica flakes. So if you don't have one, don't worry, just use your finger. Start with a layer of the 178 gel from Presto and leave that wet on the nail. It's super important that you leave it wet. Then we're going to mix the Violet Fizz and Licorice Jelly Beans and pick up a little bead to create the swirly purple look in our wet layer. So notice how I just kind of gently press that into the layer. We just want to lay it down. We're going to use the edge of the brush to kind of feather it out and let it settle in and make that really beautiful, swooshy stone look. Now we're just gently using the edge of the brush. We're kind of floating it around, giving it a second to settle, moving it where we want it to go. You don't want to like pat too hard here because then you're going to create little air bubbles in your look and you're not going to figure it out until you go in with your white. Once it's looking a little bit more how we want it to look, let it settle in for a moment. Take a look at it from different angles, make sure you didn't miss anything, then go ahead and pop it in a lamp and cure it. We've got the Cocoist Rainbow Mica Flakes, and we're gonna go in. I'm gonna use an ombre brush. You can use your finger if you need to, but we're just gonna gently randomly pat these into place. And this is gonna give you that really nice multi-dimensional look. And it's even going to pull a little bit of that amber kind of vibe that you see in actual amethyst stone. Clear art gels serve a few different purposes. This is the Cocoist Art Clear. They're a little bit more viscous and slower to self-level than typical gels, and they're not going to add too much bulk, even though they are a little bit more viscous. So they're really great when you're doing a layer design. We're using it here to create a nice smooth surface and encapsulate the mica flakes so that they don't get disturbed when we go over with our detail work. And using my palette, I'm just going to gently wipe off the excess gel. We do want to keep a little bit of it on the brush because it's going to help us with our line work. So go ahead and dip your fine liner into the Ageha Sharp White gel. This gel is super pigmented, so it's going to have that really good drag to it, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So go ahead and load up your brush, and then we are just going to ever so gently add some little squiggly lines. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't really do perfection. I kind of like things that are a little bit wacky and eclectic and, you know, just doing their own thing. We're gonna take this number 6 square brush and just gently pull that white gel downwards. Now, the super important part of this is to keep a hard edge on the innermost part of the line, or sorry, the outermost part of the line. So we want to make sure that it's real nice and crispy and like white and intense, and then fading off into that natural kind of like eroded, veiny stone look. Once that line is looking good, go ahead and pop in the lamp and cure it. Because I'm using a specific type of white art gel, I actually prefer to do a full cure in between layers. Then we're gonna go in and create our second line. I like to make sure that my lines kiss at some point in the design. I think it just creates a really nice, intense look. But we're gonna do the same thing with this side as we did with the other one. We're gonna keep a hard edge and then blend down and out to create that veined look. I feel good about where this is right now, but I do want to add a little more detail. So I'm going to go in again and just on the inside area, just add another little detail vein, and we're going to go ahead and blend that out just like we did with the other lines. Once you're happy with the look, go ahead and cure it. Our next step is going to be to marry the whole look together. We're going to do this by mixing 180 with 178 and creating a super pretty sheer wash of color that's going to just go over and bring the whole design together. I don't find that this design gets too bulky. I actually find it lays pretty flat. So this Cocoas Ultra Glossy Non-White Top Gel is nice and viscous, and it's just gonna kind of get in those little nooks and crannies and just make everything look nice and even and put together. And so you're not gonna have too many like raised areas or anything. It's gonna make it nice and level. And there you have it. Our completed design. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I hope that you try to recreate this. If you do, please tag me. I'd love to see your work.